The views expressed on this program are not those of Biggs Radio Chicago, its subsidiaries, affiliates, or sponsors.
You are now tuned in to
For motivation and inspiration, I'm tuned in to the Life Coach Jeff Relaford Show on Big Radio.
Welcome to the
Yo, what's up, y'all? It's your boy, Life Coach Jeff, coming to you live, and we're here on another episode of the Life Coach Jeff Show here on WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago. Listen, man, how is everybody today? Listen, I want to let y'all know that I'm great. Every day is always a good day when you rocking with your boy, Life Coach Jeff. Okay? So, yo, listen. We got a real good show for y'all in the lineup today, and I got some stuff to talk about like always. Y'all know how we roll out here. Y'all know what we do. It's your boy, Life Coach Jeff in the building. You know, but listen, we are here at the start of the week, okay? And since we are right here at the start of the week, it is only fitting that I ask y'all, how was y'all day today? Okay, think about that for a minute. Ponder it to yourself, okay? And I know y'all are doing great. Listen, if you happen to have a down and out day, this is what I always need you to remember. I need you to remember that, you know, everything can always be worse in your life, but I'm here to let you know that even at your worst, you are still set up to do your best. Remember that. Even at your worst, baby, you are still set up here to do your best. So that's what I got to say about that. You can still make it happen. You can still have everything go the way that you want it to go. Remember, baby, you always set up for greatness. Don't ever forget that. Everything that you have is already inside of you. You just have to make sure that you align yourself up properly with where you're trying to go. Ain't nothing wrong with it, baby. So do your thing. Guess what? I believe in you, so you should believe in you as well, right? So, listen, man, we got some stuff going on today. Not today, but we got some stuff coming up. And what I want to do is I want to make sure I properly let y'all know what's happening with all this stuff we got here. So, y'all, real quick, before we get started and we go into everything, take a quick gander to this, okay? We'll be right back in just a few moments.
Saturday, April 19th. It's a release party with a purpose. Coming to Chicago, it's Gerald Austin and the Manhattans for free. That's right, free listening party for their new release, Leave Those Guns Behind. Oh, yeah. And Guns Put 'Em Down. Saturday, April 19th from 5 until 10 o'clock at the Hilton Chicago Oak Lawn, 9333 South Cicero in Oak Lawn, with their new hit singles, Taking Over the World, Leave Those Guns Behind, and Guns Gotta Put 'Em Down. Come out to this listening party and be the first to hear the new song from the Manhattans featuring Gerald Austin. It's a new single with a purpose, including a verse featuring Chicago's own Wild Style. In the room will be some of the hottest music producers and promoters to meet and greet and shake hands. On the ones and twos, it'll be Dr. Al Greer, and hosted by WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago's CEO, Dinah Lynn Biggs. So come on out, music industry friends, family, and listeners. It's the Manhattans featuring Gerald Austin and their new songs, Leave Those Guns Behind and Guns Put 'Em Down.
There it is, y'all. Y'all heard it. Okay. Sunday, April 19th, from 5 to 10 p.m. This is a free single release party, Gerald Austin and the Manhattans, okay, featuring Wild Style. We will be at the Oaklawn Hilton, Chicago at 9333 South Cicero Avenue, okay? Listen, y'all better be there, baby. I know I'm going to be there. I'm chilling. I'm camped out. I'm there with the team, okay? Because that's how we got to do, baby. That's how we got to make things happen. So this is where we'll be at this weekend. So y'all stay tapped into Biggs Radio Chicago. We always on the move doing something, y'all. Y'all know how we do. Bro, that's how we roll, baby. We always got something cooking with hot grease. And honestly, that's how you need to be. If you want to make sure that you moving and shaking out here, you need to make sure that you cooking with hot grease. And I also got to let y'all know this. Coming up June 27th, we will be in Akron/Alliance, Ohio for another Biggs Radio music seminar. See, y'all wasn't ready for that, baby. Y'all wasn't ready for that. Because this is what we bring to y'all, man. So listen, once again, tap in. June 27, 2026, we will be at Elks Cantrell Lodge 1417, okay? At 735 Ash Street in Alliance, Ohio, okay? Now listen, if you want to inquire about performing, email us at bigsradio@gmail.com or send us a text at 773-462-4447, okay? We got some things going on. So y'all stay tapped into Biggs Radio Chicago, y'all. This is how we do. This is how we roll. We just don't pop up and do the seminars every now and then. We try to make sure that we're helping the independent artists all across the board here. Because it was a great conference when we was in South Bend, Indiana. Shout out to Jay Hive, man. Jay Hive he helped us put that together, and it was an amazing thing. And we want to continue to bring amazing things for independent artists here over at WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago. So y'all stay tapped in. But y'all know how we roll. Your boy Life Coach Jeff always has a topic, okay? We always have something to talk about. So I want to share with y'all a little quote or a little saying or a little thought because y'all know I like to bring y'all real life. So I actually talked about this with one of my guys already. Shout out to my homeboy. I know you're going to tap back in and listen later to the live stream. And you know what? If you don't want to listen to the live stream on my Facebook page every now and then, or the WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago Facebook page, you can tap in and go to www.bigsradio.com. So if you just need to sit the computer somewhere else, or you got some speakers hooked up, or you listen off your phone, you just want to sit a brother down, you have the luxury to do that. So tap into www.bigsradio.com, where it's just not me. We have all of our other personalities that are part of Biggs Radio Chicago on there too. And y'all know we got a real good lineup for the day. But again, back to the topic, people. So this is what I have for y'all. Okay? Just happened to be sitting down today and I got this text. It said, think of a time. Now, this is for the fellas today. Okay, I want to say this specifically. This is for the fellas. But women, take some notes too, because this is another man who was talking to me. He said, think of a time you thought up or planned and executed a romantic experience for your wife. Why do we as people / men have a greater capacity to do that for the love of our life, meaning our companion, but rarely ourselves? So, y'all, it's why do we always, and I'm going to just sum it up like this. Why do we always happen to put people ahead of us before ourselves? And I said this was kind of catered to the man because guess what? It was a male who texted this to me. So my perspective or reasoning behind this will tend to be a little different. So I just want to let y'all know where I'm coming from with this. This is from a male standpoint. Ladies, if this is interesting to you, please do chime in. But I got something for y'all today. I want to let y'all know, as men, we tend to be more of givers. Now, again, what I mean by giving is that there is a standard that is on men. There was a role on men that has not changed. I wish my wife would say, because if my wife said this, she would make this very interesting right now. And she'd probably disagree with me for a little bit, but then we'd end up agreeing later on. Shout out to the homeboy Sidney Frazier in the building. He said, as men, we always put our wives and family first. Yes, sir. And see, where I was going with this, Sidney, is that we are innately, like, mentally built that way as men. That's how we are as men. It is just in our nature to sacrifice, to provide, to want to make sure that the home is taken care of in a way as far as being safe, being a protector. That's in us to do. And I tend to feel men do this a little bit more, only due to the fact. Bobby Hill, what's good, brother? I feel that men only do this because there's a big burden on us. There's a bigger burden on us. Because it's a lot of pressure to not raise children, but we're raising children too. But it's a lot of pressure to be that head of the household. It's a lot of pressure to do that. And you'll never really know what it feels like, ladies, unless you've done it. I'm talking about being the head of your household. I'm talking about it's one thing to go ahead and have to provide for a child. Okay. One thing to have to provide for a child, but it's another thing to provide for another human adult, a human adult, and then a child. Those are two people that you are responsible for. You are virtually responsible to make sure that everything is well kept within that household. As far as financial stability goes, as far as having a safe place to where that woman can talk to you and emotionally be fed at. I'm telling you, it ends up being a lot of stress. And I only say that because the stress is real. But sometimes as people, what we have to do is when we're trying to cater to others, what we have to do is we have to be selfish in a sense. Sometimes we got to go ahead and we have to take some time out for ourselves. We have to carve out some things for us as well. Now, when we do this, we have to be very careful. Okay? We have to be very careful. And when I say very careful, it's because sometimes you don't want to be so selfish to the point to where you're doing other things and you're neglecting your significant other or your spouse. Shout out to Kim Patterson. She says, talk to us. My sister, I'm talking to y'all. Let me do it. I'm talking to y'all. You already know, girl. We in the game for the day. We in the game. But you got to be very careful not to push your spouse or significant other that you're with away from you, right? Because it's something to have a purpose. I like to talk about this. You got to have a purpose in your life. A purpose keeps you busy, or something you love to do. It keeps you moving. It keeps you on your toes. You know, I always say it's good for both spouses to have some business, both spouses to have something to do. Because I'll tell you how me and my wife operate. How we operate is like this. We are busy. We tend to move around. But when we tend to move around and do our respectable things in our areas, right? What we do is it forces us to come back to each other. Now, I don't know if this will work for you all, but I'm just giving y'all a life example, real life example. That's what tends to work for me and my own, okay? So she does trading, and she's been doing it for about 3 years, getting real good at it, progressing with it. And then I'm doing my radio, podcasting and covering live shows and everything. Takes work to do both of these things. One thing can be a little more, mental than the other. But I feel that they can both be mental, but at the same right. We're both doing something and we're forcing ourselves to come back to each other. Because once you see that a person is really enveloped in what they do, they're going to get tired. They're going to want to break. They're going to want to relax. And that break and relaxation period is within each other. That's what we do. It's within each other. Sydney's tapping back in again. He says, sometimes we have to sit and reflect, not just to shut down and forget. That's very true, Sydney. Very true, Sydney. And you know what? When you take that time for yourself to be selfish, because it's about being selfish to yourself today. It's about being selfish for you today. That's what it is. Sometimes you got to cut out all the noise. And when you cut out all the noise, that will give you reflection and a moment of clarity. My guy said he likes to go places. He'll hop on the bike. He'll go places. He'll drive for a couple hours and whatnot. And he'll do his thing. Now, this is another real thing that happened. He says sometimes some guilt might come in, and I feel that I've talked to many men like that who are doing things in their lives, and they have wives or girlfriends, and they're so caught up in that thing that they're trying to perfect. Well, first things first, people, you're never going to perfect it. You could never perfect it. It just only gets better through time. But the thing that they're trying to work on and really get at and work at, that it pushes them away from their spouse. And they feel like when they go to work on that thing, they feel guilty because they're saying, okay, I spent this much time away from the home. Now, I'm going to tell y'all, this is why I said it's good for two people to be busy within the household. And what I mean by busy is if you working on your purpose, big dog, she should be working on her purpose too. And I understand that can be different for everybody in different ways. I get it. There are some people who are just good with going straight home and coming to work and kicking it with the family. I get it. But find a hobby. I encourage you, people, find a hobby. Find something that can benefit you real good. Find something that you can put that little bit of extra energy into sometimes. Because we all need solemn. We all need peace. We all need time away, as Sydney said, just to reflect, to rethink some things, to get our mindset back, to redirect, regroup, refocus, you know? Shifting the mindset, self-awareness, call to action. We need to focus on those things sometimes. Shameless plug. If y'all follow, brother. And just take the time when you out there trying to get your mindset together. Just know that, like, look, when you're at home and you have somebody and you're trying to take that time, it's okay to be selfish. It's okay to be selfish. But that guilt can set in. That guilt can set in real easy because you're doing your own thing and that other person doesn't have something to do. Or they just might not know what they want to do. I'm going to tell you what helped for me. What I used to do was I used to kind of, I don't want to say push people into their purpose. What I used to do is I used to see something that a woman would be interested in. And I say, okay, well, baby, why don't you just try it? Why don't you just do it? What's stopping you? What's really holding you back? You know, you don't ever have to say or be limited and say that, well, this is going on. Listen, I used to say, baby, everything is going on with everybody. Old Deacon told me it's 24 hours in a day. And I get it. Sometimes I work 8, 12, or 16 of those hours, and even more with this. But you still got to find time. If you want to have some peace, you want to have some solemn, you want to go ahead and be selfish for yourself, please take the time to do it. And women, get you some business. Men, get you some business, you know? And again, like I said, this show is catered more towards men. I do feel that with men, again, because our role has not changed. Now, the role of women has changed. The role for women has changed tremendously within this country. And I think it's very interesting because when we tend to look at traditional values, right? We tend to look at traditional values. We talk about traditional things. I believe we have to kind of redefine what that actually means in 2026. I do believe that. I kind of feel that when we start talking about roles or gender-based roles, we'll say gender roles, I feel that, again, the man's role has never changed. But with a woman's role changing, it's a shift sometimes. And sometimes with that shift, you're trying to find your way. And sometimes it's tough to find your way. You'll find some more women, not majority of women, but I'm saying some more women. So I'm trying not to get canceled here by the ladies. I'm trying not to get canceled. You'll find some more women here saying, well, maybe it's hard for me to find a man with some motivation. Maybe they're having a tough time trying to find a man that's motivated to do something or walk in his purpose, right? So he chilling. So maybe they like, okay, maybe after this, or if this doesn't work, maybe I could just be single. Some men choose to be single as well because they can't be equally matched with somebody in terms of motivation and movement. That's a real thing, people. I'm here to let you know, just because you have not experienced that, that doesn't mean that somebody else has. So that's a real thing. And I know for some of y'all, that might be a little hard to fathom and be like, well, what do you mean if you love somebody? I get it. But you know what? I'm going to tell you like old folk told me, love don't pay the bills all the time, people. So you can still love, but you can't go ahead and you know, I done opened up a can of worms with talking about this subject because I've been said a lot. It expressed a lot. And I don't know, we might have some people feeling some type of way about Life Coach Jeff. Because I'm just letting y'all know what works, people. It's worked for me. I'm just saying, take a little piece out of it or take what you want out of it or take from it, you know, and try it. What worked for me was to help me be the leader of the home. I'm going to tell you this. What saved me a lot of stress, what saved me a lot of time was allowing my wife to figure out what she wanted to do. Not me telling her what to do, but allowing my wife to figure out what she wanted to do to contribute to the home herself. See, that's heavy. See, sometimes we think leading the home means you got to be telling somebody what to do all the time. No, let me tell you what makes a great leader. What makes a great leader is one that can listen. And a great leader is also willing to take some direction too. So meaning, brothers, you got to be willing to take some direction from the women out here. You have to. You got to take a little bit of direction from them. Now, you could do whatever you want with the information, right? You could do whatever you please with the information that is presented to you. And spouses, please, if the one doesn't take the advice that you give them, just let them learn. I've learned that too. Save your peace, save your sanity, save your time, save your energy, and just walk away. If they didn't take, who cares if you were right? I'm gonna tell you something. It don't count for nothing to be right. Unless you got a whole lot of money involved in an investment and you like, hey, I don't think you should do that because you want to use some wisdom and be smart. It don't pay to be right all the time. So, and I know some of y'all don't want to hear this, but it has to be said. A lot of times it's not worth trying to win an argument or prove a point. Just shut the heck up. If you shut the heck up, you will be okay. If you zip it and be quiet and express your opinion, but don't stress your opinion to somebody to where you just need to be right or you want to tell somebody what to do. Let somebody live their life. Again, that's what I do with my wife. I'm letting her live her life and choose the route that she wants to go in. Let's go, Sydney. What we got, big dog? He said, my wife used to say, you know I love you, and I just want the best for you. So just listen to what I say and think on it. Sydney, that is a great approach. That is a great approach. I'm going to read this with people because y'all can catch this. Sydney said, my wife used to say, you know I love you, and I just want the best for you. So just listen to what I say and think on it. She didn't say go left because I said go left. She didn't say go right because I said go right. She didn't say that. She said, baby, just think about it. And see, if all of us would take that mentality, I'm trying to tell you, that's why I say it's okay to be selfish. It's okay to figure out what you want to do as far as your purpose, the direction you want to go. Sometimes your spouse will give you some energy. Sometimes your spouse will go ahead and give you some advice. And you have to be willing to take that advice or learn it on your own, lay it down to the side, but don't ever forget about it because it can be useful for you. It can be useful to you, for you and to you. I'm trying to tell you. So do what you want with it, but take a few nuggets, man, because our spouses and the people we love, they have our best interests at heart. But once again, I'm letting y'all know the role of the man has not changed at all. Man, we do sacrifice a lot. We do. I know I've sacrificed a lot. When I have testimonies about my first marriage, I was to the point to where I was giving so much. Man, you ever gave so much to where you've been tired of giving? You ever gave so much to where you wasn't getting what was reciprocated back to you? Now, I'm talking about men. I'm talking about I was paying the bills. I'm talking about making sure everything was taken care of. My wife, she helps me with some of that now because she sees me walking in my purpose. So we work together. That's what we do. We work together. And I'm grateful for that because it's always nice when you can work with somebody because we both have our goals that we're trying to reach. So shout out to the women and shout out to the ladies and spouses that are working together because working together is a big thing that you have to do, especially now. Prices are going up on everything. We have war, all this other stuff like that. Whoop-de-whoop, bam. I don't want to harp too much on that. It's not a political day. It's not that at all. But this is a selfish day that you can have for yourself. But be selfish because you do realize that you are sacrificing a lot. You are sacrificing a lot. Look at what you're actually doing in your life and say to yourself, hey, maybe I do deserve to go have this staycation at this hotel for the weekend. Maybe I deserve to take a trip by myself. Maybe I could just roll, you know? And for my spouses, I get it. Some of y'all just be like, well, I ain't going nowhere without my husband. I ain't going nowhere without my wife. I get it. But if there's enough trust within that relationship, it's okay for your spouse to go on their own. My wife has encouraged me to go ahead and do a staycation by myself. She has encouraged me to do that because she sees how much I do. She sees how much I work. She knows it takes a lot of time and effort to go into all of this. So she supports. And I say the same for my wife. Go ahead, take a walk, go do whatever you want to do. Have yourself a moment of clarity. My wife is not afraid to take that Uber to downtown Chicago and do what she wants. We just enjoy a lot together because we got the opportunity now. But she is not afraid to hop in that Uber on her own and say, baby, I'm out. She'll go to the gym, right? She'll do other things that she wants to do. I don't care if it's going out just buying what she wants just to get out of the house for a little bit or walking the dog for a little. She'll do it. She'll do it. And I suggest that people, you find what you need to do as well. Again, when somebody is sacrificing so much and you feel like you've given a lot, like I asked the question to men earlier, I said, have you ever felt like you've given so much to where it wasn't even being reciprocated back to you? That's a real feeling, yeah. I felt that way. So this go around for marriage for me was saying that what I'm going to do is I'm going to be just a little more selfish for myself. Just a little more selfish for myself. Yes, and then come back and go on a date. See, that's how we round all this out. Sydney, thank you, sir. You getting ahead of me. Getting ahead of me, Sydney. But you own it. You own it, Sydney. Because when we do these things, again, that's like I said, me and my wife, we both do things separate, but we find our way back to each other. Let me tell y'all what we did this weekend. This weekend, we double dated. Saturday, shout out to Megan and Phil. Megan is somebody, my wife's name is Megan, and her friend's name is Megan. So I don't want to confuse y'all too much. But my wife called Megan and said, hey, we haven't been out in a while and everything. Past couple times that we were going to go out, I was busy. Jeff was busy. I'm always busy doing something on the weekend. Now it's really going to pick up this summer. But I was busy. So we scheduled it. We coordinated it. And shoot, I even had something else going on this weekend. But I said, no, we're not shifting around the plans because we need to get with Megan and Phil. We got with Megan and Phil. We went to this place called Oakville. It's like a winery spot, like Oakville wine spot. It was amazing. Downtown Chicago. Just Google Oakville. Oakville restaurant in downtown Chicago. Amazing place. Amazing place. And then on top of that, after we had that good night on Saturday, my wife was like, well, babe, I want to be outside today. It's such a nice, beautiful day on this Sunday. Let's go out. I said, okay. I said, well, if we're going to do that, you go schedule that. Because I had to come to the studio, work on some stuff. I said, you schedule that. She was like, well, what about Jennifer? I call my friend Jennifer. Shout out to Jennifer Williams out here and Terrence Sims. Great people. They are friends out here. So we tapped in with them as well. We went over their house on Sunday. They had just grilled some food because it was just a beautiful day. So we went over there, had a great time, had some drinks, great conversation. We even stepped a little bit. Shout out to steppers. I found out that I got a little more rhythm in some areas, so I need to take a stepping class. But anyway, we did all of that. So that was us coming back to each other. That was us finding our common ground and saying, okay, look, we are both. It's not just one person in the marriage, it's two. She's being selfish in her area. I'm being selfish in my area. But we're not being selfish to each other when we know we have to come back to each other. That's where two people in marriage have to come back and say they want. Ooh, y'all don't understand, baby. We teaching today. Y'all sound a little quiet over there. But we teaching today. I'm just trying to let y'all know the dynamics because, once again, this is real life. I give y'all real life. I don't want to give y'all fluffed up information or mess. I can only come at y'all the best way that I can. So, but yeah. Okay, we have past the hour right here. WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago and the Life Coach Jeff Show. Okay. So let's see what we got cooking, man. I know, look, I have more commercials, but I also have more stuff to say on this topic as well. Because I want to talk more about that guilt in a minute, too. But what I want to do is I just want to take a quick break again. Play us a couple commercials. See what we got, Let's get it. So real quick, we will be right back here on the Life Coach Jeff Show here on WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago. Let's get it.
You are now tuned in to
For motivation and inspiration, I'm tuned in to the Life Coach Jeff Relaford Show on Big Radio.
Hey, yo, what up, party people? It's me, Julian St. Chris from WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago. And we want y'all to come join us for 2 nights of fun at the New Wallace All-Class Reunion. We're going to get the party started Friday, June 26th at the Hard Rock Casino starting at 8 p.m. to midnight. On the Council Oak stage, we got DJ Dre the Giant. Oh, the party don't stop. Saturday night, June 27th at Avenue 912, we got an all-white party hosted by Dinah Lynn Biggs and the Biggs Radio team. We start at 8 o'clock until. On the ones and twos, we got my boy DJ Chief Beats. But come out, reconnect, reminisce with classmates from all years. See you there. Be there, don't be there. Peace.
Crunch Time Production presents Mother's Day Weekend All-White Party hosted by Dinah Lynn Biggs from Biggs Radio. Music by Dr. Al Greer. Also introducing the best voted Frankie Beverly tribute, J. Dot, live in concert. And special guest Ty Boo singing his new hit song, Motion Juicy Lucy. Doors open at 5 o'clock. Showtime at 6:30. Tickets available at all Dress to Impress clothing stores and Eventbrite. You don't want to miss this exclusive Mother's Day Weekend All-White Party May 9th.
Hey, it's your boy, Life Coach Jeff, here to let you know to check out the Bull Grill and Food Truck. They started in East Chicago, Indiana, but they're now in Indianapolis, Indiana, serving up corporate and social events, pop-up events, festivals, and backyard parties. The Bull Grill and Food Truck has some of the best finger-licking food for your taste buds. Also, with a variety of custom hamburgers for everyone. So hit us up at 708-785-5950. Or follow us on all social media platforms. Bull Grill Food Truck for your food needs and more. Hey, real quick. I broke out a song. Last week, okay? And that's my boy Bobby Hill, Holy Ground, featuring Wiz Khalifa. So I want y'all to take a listen to that, y'all. And we'll be back. WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago. Let's go.
Settle down, must be anointed to cross the holy ground. Stay up bound, get in my business, think I want. Got what you need if you try and fuck around a couple of calls. It won't be nothing for us to flood the town. Life is full of ups and downs, taught me how to move around. I'm a thug in the house, life is full of ups and downs, taught me how to move around. Zombie. Didn't get no sleep, the average person straight to surface. They don't go deep, the word quote, if you a lazy man, then you don't eat. Could never be that kind, so when they see me, I'm on both feet. Highlighting my attributes, plenty attributes, generate the capital. My presence battle-proof, most these against cattle-proof. They all lamb stock, sassy with an attitude. Caught them on your block, it's like a thunderbolt. Initiate so, once again it's stun coach. But never do revolt. We are not the common stock. I can put your dreams at home. Lyrical the steps I walk. Lucky if I let you out. Settle down. Must be anointed to cross the holy ground. Stay up bound. Get in my business. Think I won't ask you. Got what you need if you try and broke around a couple of calls. It won't be nothing for us to flood the town. Life is full of ups and downs. Taught me how to move around. I'm a thug in the house through the place. Life is full of ups and downs. Taught me how to move around.
One life to lose, but there's a lot of roads. Found a way to make your soul feel complete. Take control, cause lately you've been deep. Eyes on everything. Watching money pile up as we speak. Watch what you say and who you say it to. Don't let them people play with you. This my job, ain't into doing favors. Up all night, clutching on to something that's gonna wake the neighbors. Hate to say, but this some shit we just can't save for later. I just filled up the safe, my family's safer. Private dinner or we get it catered. Leaving joints for the waiter. It's beef, we fillet 'em. We the reason they pray for them. So many crosses of ice on my necklace to walk into church. Praying to God every day, look around and I know that
Let go. Settle down, must be anointed to cross the holy ground. Stay abound, get in my business, think I won't ask. Got what you need if you try to learn a couple of calls. It won't be nothing for us to flood the town. Life is full of ups and downs. Taught me how to move around. I'm a thug it out through days now. But life is full of ups and downs. Taught me how to move around. Yeah, with your life and you can
You are now tuned in to
For motivation and inspiration, I'm tuned in to the Life Coach Jeff Relaford Show on Big Radio.
Okay, baby, we are back. Hey, and we out here doing our thing again, once again, on the Life Coach Jeff Show here on WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago, y'all. We are in the building. Okay. So, the song that y'all just heard was Holy Ground by my boy Bobby Hill featuring Wiz Khalifa. I broke that song last week. And I tell you, when I had my man on and everything, it was a great show. It was a great day. So, big shout out to Bobby Hill out here. Big shout out to Bobby Hill with that joint, man. He talked about how he came out. He talked about how he did it, how everything just came together. So shout out to my boy, man. He's doing big things. And he's also going to be going on tour with Bruno Mars, I believe, this week. My man flew out, I believe, today. And he is in the game, y'all. He's going to be out there with Bruno Mars. So shout out to the homeboy Bobby Hill in the building, yo. Bobby Boone is in the building as well. Shout out to you, Bobby Boone. Shout out to Bobby Boone as well. He came out to the Biggs Radio Music Seminar out in South Bend. He tore it up. Okay? Toe it up, along with all the other performers that we have as well. So, real talk, man. Y'all are doing great things out here. So, big ups to y'all. Because I'm not an artist. I can't do it. I can't do it. Okay, who is this? All right, Bears. All right, happy birthday to you, big dog. I'll give you a quick shout out over the radio. Big shout out to Ari Bears in the building, okay? Happy birthday to you, brother. Shouts out to you. Thanks for listening to Life Coach Jeff Relaford Show here on WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago. We love you. Danielle Jemison, how you doing, sister? Big shout out to you. She has the Messy Hour every Wednesday from 8 to 9 p.m., y'all. So y'all stay tapped in. Again, WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago. Okay. This is what we do, man. We out here. We in the game. So, let's not forget about the nature of the topic of conversation that we in today, okay? We are talking about a text that I received today from my boy, and it goes a little something like this. It says, think of a time you thought up or planned and executed a romantic experience for your wife. Why do we as people / men have a greater capacity to do that for the love of our life, but rarely for ourselves? Okay? Now I'm going to tell y'all. Y'all should have been listening earlier. If y'all catch it back up, I'll catch y'all back up to speed real quick. Okay? I was saying we do this because of how men are programmed. Men are programmed to sacrifice, to go ahead and give up some things, right? We have to make sure that financially the house is taken care of. We have to make sure different things are done on that right. We have to make sure that we provide a safe haven for our women. Emotionally, we might not be the best emotional communicators, but we have to make sure we provide it too. That could be a toll sometimes. And we also have to lead. We have to lead out front. We have to make certain decisions that can propel the family forward. So if you really don't know what that feels like I said, it's different for you to raise one child, but to raise and take care of a child and a person, not raising the person, because somebody's going to take that and twist it. That's not what I'm trying to say. I'm saying you're raising a child, but you're also taking care of a person also. So that's a totally different responsibility that a man has to face. Man, if I shared an experience with y'all that I dealt with, I might share that with one show. That's going to shock y'all. Some of y'all know about my past. Not a lot of y'all. Some of y'all know. But if I shared that with y'all, y'all would be like, oh, wow, Life Coach Jeff, okay, you've actually done something out here. So you're not just talking the talk. You've actually experienced it. So this is why it's happening. I'm trying to tell y'all, it's one of those things, y'all, where when you know, you know. Okay? So I'm just letting you know that I know. But anyway, back to the nature of the topic of conversation. We're givers. Men have to sacrifice a lot. And sometimes with that, we end up losing ourselves. We can really end up losing ourselves in a person. I say that because that's a real life thing, people. That's a real life thing. You don't want your life purpose just to be you enveloped in somebody. It's not what God called you here for. Even with women, you're not supposed to envelop yourself fully in that man and lose yourself. Because at the end of the day, you will want more. You will definitely want more. So this is what we're talking about today. Sydney Frazier. Sydney, shout out to you, Sydney Frazier. Tapping in, man. Tapping in, okay? Sydney Frazier says, and man can't make a decision on his emotion. This is why he has to think. Exactly, sir. That is why we do have to think logically out here when it comes to stuff. A lot of decisions and movements that men have to make for their families and just in general at certain jobs. You got to think logically. You can't be upset in making a decision. You have to literally take the right turn, whether it's left, right, up, down, and you have to make sure that that's going to actually feed y'all. And what I mean by feed y'all, you have to make sure that while it's feeding you all, it's going to actually be good. It's going to be something good to intake into the household, okay? Those are the type of decisions that you have to go ahead and you have to make as a man. Man, I'm telling y'all, yo, it's hard out here sometimes. But this is also why I said it's good for two people to get some business as well. Because I also said sometimes guilt can set in. Guilt can set in when one is doing his or her own thing and the other one is kind of just maybe left at home to think or pondering their thoughts or raise a child. You know, eventually at some point in time, maybe that spouse might want more. Maybe they're okay with just raising a child at home and taking care of the home. But roles have changed so much out here in 2026. Sometimes we don't even know the direction we want to go. We don't even know the aim we want to take with it. Because now we're all having careers. Everybody's working. Everybody's doing this. So we all have different goals. You just have to do the best you can to make sure that you meet up in the middle. Got to meet up in the middle, people. Got to have some type of way to say, okay, where do we draw the line at so we can both get what we want out of the deal? It should never be one side. I'm trying to tell you, it should never be one side. It should be at a point to where we should be working together. Like I said earlier, shout out to the spouses that work and come together to help each other, because that's a beautiful thing out here. If you're willing to put down some stuff, lay down some things, so that way you can go ahead and provide and some things for your spouse so they can open up a bigger door for themselves in terms of opportunity, shout out to y'all. And I said spouse, so that's male and female. Shout out to the ones working together out here. We in the game. But I said I want to stem on that guilt a little bit. Just be very careful. You want to make sure that you're not being too selfish out here. You want to make sure that you're not doing too much to where it's taking away a lot. You don't want to take away a lot, okay? You want to make sure that since the roles have changed, you want to make sure, once again, if y'all are going to come together, y'all got to sacrifice together. Should never be one-sided. And you want to make sure that you're not being so selfish in your area to where it's taking away that time so that y'all can come back to each other. Telling you, man, it's crazy out here. Let me see. Sydney says, that's what your spiritual, okay, that's where your spiritual life come in. When you have to sit back and ask God what he wants you to do. See, Sydney, I knew you was going to tap in like that, Sydney. That's why I mentioned it yet, Sydney. You've been working with me all day, big dog. I appreciate you. Shout out to Sydney Frazier out there again. He said that's when your spiritual life has to take over. And you have to sit back and you have to ask God what he wants you to do. It's very true. You got to go ahead. You got to sit back and talk to God about these things because God, like, let me tell you something. People, we will put our own minds in a state of unrest. All because we just didn't sit down and be like, Lord, what would you do in this situation? And 9 times out of 10, when you're consulting God about things, when you're consulting God about certain things, 9 times out of 10, these decisions they end with peace. They should end with peace. You should have some type of peace about a decision that you made if you got God incorporated into it in some type of way. I'm just saying, because that's the source right there. Peace I leave with you, let your heart not be troubled nor afraid. If you got peace, your heart shouldn't be troubled, nor it should be afraid. John 14:27. Check that out. I got it tattooed on right here on my forearm. I got it tattooed there for a reason, because it means something. It means something in my life. Sidney Frazier said, life is hard. Yes, it is, Sidney. Life is hard. And I'm not even going to sit up here and sugarcoat it with you. I'm not going to tell you that life is easy. Because Lord knows, as you become an adult and you walk into adulthood and you stay in there for your 50, 60, 70, 80 plus years, there are going to be some things that you will experience and you are going to have to endure. It just goes without saying. Again, life is hard. But when you experience in life through your 50, 60, 70, 80 plus years, you are going to go through some things. So go through those things. Embrace the moment, because so God said you can have some peace. Shout out to you, Sidney Frazier, again, bringing spiritual tip in. I appreciate it, big dog. Appreciate it. So my thing is, I want to ask you all this question. Have you taken time to be selfish for yourself in your life? Have you taken some time to make sure that you had some type of self-reflection to say, am I really doing what I want to do in this lifetime? Am I really doing what I want to do in this world to make an impact on myself and others? Am I living my best life? Ain't going back. Y'all know how the song go. Living your best life. Are you doing that? Are you fulfilled? Really sit down and ask yourself that question. And if you are, what can you do to always make that better for yourself? What can you always do to make that self-fulfillment better for you? So see, these are ways that you can be healthily selfish to yourself. And it's just fine. And it's just fine. So y'all, it's okay. As long as you're not doing too much to take away from your spouse and to pull away, you are all good. Know that. Just know that. Walk in it and be secure with it. Somebody is telling you it's okay for you to find your lane. Find your lane. Ladies, if your husband is telling you, do your thing and walk in confidence with that. Now, if he's going to give you some backlash for it, I don't know what to say about that. I can't help you with that. Because everybody's entitled to their own opinion. But there should be some type of support in that realm. Oh, yeah, there goes Selah Brooks in the building. I love this message. Keep cooking. Yes, sir. We cooking out here. We got the pot. We got a wooden spoon. We stirring. We adding some seasonings. We probably making a little stew right now, a little soup for the people. That's probably what we need. Just a little soup right here. But thank you, Selah. Shout out to the homeboy Selah Brooks out here in the building. And yeah, just make sure people, again, I'm telling you, being selfish for yourself can be a deadly place. It could be deadly place as far as it could be a deadly place to go to mentally as far as your relationship. You don't want your relationship to die because you're being overly selfish for yourself. You don't want friendships to die because you're sacrificing more in those friendships. I'm trying to tell you, man, this is real stuff that goes on. These are real things that we battle with as people. But we got to talk about it. The only way we can get better is by talking about this stuff. So if you really got something going on and you just can't deal with it today, I encourage you, find somebody to talk to. I hope I helped you here on the show today, because that's what the show is for, people. The show is here to help. Speaking of shows that are here to help, we got Julian St. Chris, okay? The Julian St. Chris show with Mixtape Monday, okay? He is going to be on from 6 to 8 p.m. right after me. So y'all get you some good vibes in, okay? Listen to some good music, because, we might play a song or two here on this show. But we're going to be playing this Bobby Hill and Wiz Khalifa for a minute. I'm just letting you know, because this is hot music right now. Tap in. But yes, tune in to Julian St. Chris with Mixtape Monday right after I get done from 6 to 8 p.m. And then we will have Dinah Lynn Biggs on the Dinah Lynn Biggs Show from 8 to 10 p.m. And then we will have Bedtime Stories with the legendary peanut butter brother, Al Greer, in the building, okay? He puts you to bed, but never to sleep, okay? Tune in for foreplay, because that is when you want to be up with your lady. It'll be a little late, but I'm letting you know. That's when you want to be up with your lady. I don't care if you got yourself a little boyfriend, girlfriend. Y'all might be apart right now. Turn on the peanut butter brother and have a conversation, okay? Because if it was me, I'd be doing it myself. I'm just letting y'all know. I'd be doing it myself. So y'all make that happen. Okay? Oh, Selah makes a good point. Sometimes selfish is self-love. Oh, yeah. See, the thing is, I ain't even touch on that, man. I was just trying to give the steps. Yes, selfish is self-love. Selfish is self-care for yourself. It is. It has to be. Because say like you might have missed the earlier portion when I was saying sometimes you got to take that time for yourself to go ahead and release, get your mind together. What's his name? My man, Sidney Frazier brought it up. Clearing your head a little bit, consulting with yourself. So that way you can get back to the situation or get back to life with a clear head when it comes to things. That's all we want to do sometimes. We want to go ahead and have a clear head sometimes when it comes to these things. Yeah. So it makes sense. That's that self-love, yo. That's that selfishness that you have to do for yourself. Self-care is big. Self-care is big. Again, this is why I say find you some business. Find you something that you're passionate about. Find something that you want to do out of this life. While Selah is listening, let me just go ahead and mention Selah real quick. Selah is a content creator out here. He is great at what he does. Y'all can find Selah Brooks on Instagram, Facebook. He cooking out here. He stay cooking. So I'm pretty sure that this sometimes selfish and self-love is going to turn into a conversation. And there will be a reel for you to intake on this. There will be a reel. So he going to have a story to say or a punchline. He going to have something to give you. So y'all tap into Selah Brooks. He good at what he do. Shout out to Noble Content as well. My man Noble. He's always coming out with inspirational content, comedy content, the whole nine. He does a lot with him and his wife. Y'all tap into Noble Content in the building, y'all. For real. Listen, I got a few shout outs, man. Shout out to Theo Huff, Kimberly Patterson, Luke James, the homie Bobby Hill, the real Obstevio. I hope I said it right. Joseph Johnson, Selah Brooks, and Sidney Frazier. And each and every one of y'all that are listening right now on the airwaves, on WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago. Again, y'all, listen. I hope I said something that y'all really took something away from it. I hope I said something that really touched you. I hope I said something that really pulled the heartstrings today. That can make you think about some things in terms of being selfish for yourself. Being selfish is okay. Just make sure if you have a spouse or significant other, make sure that you both can be selfish in your purpose or in your life or in your walk to where you're able to come back to each other. That's all I ask. Ponder on that for a little bit. So, all right, y'all. I guess that's how we're going to end off the show today. Go ahead, run a few commercials. I might just end up playing my boy's song again. You know what? That's what I'm going to do. We're going to end up playing my boy's song again. So, let's gear it up. Let's tee it up. So, once again, y'all, thank y'all for listening to the Life Coach Jeff Show here on WCHI Biggs Radio Chicago. We are here in the building. The next song that you are going to hear is Holy Ground with my man, Bobby Hill, featuring Wiz Khalifa. That's how we going to close out today. And once again, y'all, redirect, regroup, refocus. I love y'all so very much. And as always, peace out.
For motivation and inspiration, I'm tuned in to the Life Coach Jeff Relaford Show on Big Radio.
Jay, my mic, 2, 3. Let's get it. Conflict. How is all the conflict? I don't got the time to pay attention.